the sensitization process that we have asked the ministry to do is informed by what the experiences we had with the finance bill. That, Honorable Speaker, we have seen, as has been considered by His Excellency the President, ministries author bills, send those bills to the House and abandon them. They do not take time to sensitize members of the public on the policies underpinning those bills. Honorable Speaker, when then people read things and interpret them in their own way, some that may not be very accurate and correct, they misinform members of the public and use whatever has been published to incite members of the public. And we have seen a lot of misinformation and disinformation being peddled online about this livestock bill. And I have engaged the Principal Secretary and the Ministry of Livestock Development. They have clarified a number of things, but we are asked them to engage all the stakeholders, even those who have been spreading the falsehoods and misinformation online, so that they get to understand the policies underpinning the publication of that bill before it comes to us for consideration, so that our ministries, before they get bills being considered by the House, they will have engaged with stakeholders, they will have made it known to members of the public what policies underpin the bills that are being published and being brought to this House, Honorable Speaker, so that Parliament does not bear the brunt of all the things that are being brought, and the owners of those particular bills are not explaining to the public what is it that they want to achieve. And many of the provisions in these bills are for the betterment of our country and for the good of the same public, Honorable Speaker. But when the public get misinformed and disinformed, they then get to demonize Parliament and imagine that Parliament comes up with all these bills, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, we want the ministries, in line with what the President has said, that they must take ownership of even communication within their own state departments. And that's why we've asked the State Department for Livestock to make sure that they own up to everything that is provided for in this bill, by going back to the public, sensitize the public on each and every clause in that bill, the policies underpinning each of the provisions in the bill. Then they send it back to us in whatever form they will send it back to us for further consideration by the House, including the public participation, Honorable Speaker, that we normally do as a House. And you have seen, Honorable Speaker, with the Social Health Insurance Fund bills, or the health bills, what the courts have said when they nullified those bills, that there ought to have been more sensitization. Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, and I don't know why the courts would have taken that direction, the courts told Parliament to sensitize members of the public. Parliament cannot sensitize members of the public. It is owners of the bills in the ministry, and we've also asked the Ministry of Health to go back and sensitize members of the public on the policies and provisions of the 4 bills or the 3 bills that were nullified by the High Court. They then send them back to us for public participation. The public participation program is the only opportunity that Parliament has to engage with the members of the public and get feedback from the people on whatever they have been sensitized by the owners of the bill.